Hello, Lumineers, and welcome to the first weekly episode of Coffee with Cole, a new YouTube series where we talk everything Lorcana from collection to questing. And I'm your host, Cole. On today's episode, I will be sharing my Disney Lorcana Milwaukee Challenge experience, talking about standout cards from the upcoming Whispers in the Well set, and much more. So I want to start off by hopping in with some of the things that I really enjoyed from the Milwaukee Challenge. And first off that comes to mind is that all the amazing creators and all the people we got to meet at the event, whether it was while we were making content, whether we were playing next to each other. So shout out to all those people. I even have some non-card stuff I got, some awesome creators I'll show off here. Shout out Panda and Eric. Shout out Alien on the other side. We have here Lorcana Goons. We have Additional Ink. We have Enchanted Kim, the Enchanted Kid, Enchanted Hunter. We have another Panda Eric sticker. We have Judge Phil. I don't think this one made it on the photo I took. Lorcana Friends, shout out. Lorcana Chats. We got another awesome Disney sticker for some people, and all these Lorcana stickers, as well as some other goodies we'll show off later. But I want to shout out all those creators, as well as the casters we got to meet, which is pretty cool. Rebecca, JDZ, Brando, Katie, Baker, literally everyone. I felt like. I know there wasn't everyone who got to attend this challenge event in Milwaukee, but it just felt so cool to kind of see all these people that you've been consuming their content and watching their stuff for so long to finally kind of like put it all together and meet them in person. That was really cool. Definitely a top moment for me. So I'll try to hit like 3. That's like we'll count as kind of 1, meeting all the people, doing all the things. Second thing that was just jaw-dropping to see was Aiden, the 10-year-old who beat the world champion DKP to secure his spot in the top 8 and get his golden Mickey. First person under the age of, I think like 20, if not maybe a little bit older, to get a golden Mickey, which is really, really cool to see. I was in the back of the room when it happened playing Sealed, which I'll talk about my record here a little bit later, which was really cool though, because we could hear, it almost was like, we were like, did they finish the challenge already? Because the other side of the room lost their minds. And then quickly word made our way over to us, and we were all ecstatic for him. We thought it was so cool that someone defeated the world champion. So that was probably number 2. And I would say the last thing that was just like the coolest thing for me at the challenge was, speaking on my record, was going from, I was able to play as a competitor in the challenge. I have my competitor badge here. So obviously, as you see this hat, get some awesome things. I was able to get the Elsa pen. I was able to get one of the promo, not just the Pegasus, but the Let It Go promo, which I'll show off here later as well. But I went from going 0-6, 0 wins, 6 losses. I'll try to link my record in a photo or something like here. I faced, in this order, I think it was Purple Steel, Amber Steel, Purple Steel, Steel Sapphire, Amber Steel, Purple Steel. I played Steel all day, and as a Dogs player, let's just say that's less than ideal. So didn't see Blurple once, didn't see Amethyst Sapphire, didn't see Emerald Sapphire, didn't see Emerald Steel, thankfully, either. I mean, that one I felt a little more ready to kind of combat, because they kind of have a more of an aggro build for some of the stuff that I teched for. Didn't really matter. So, but the exciting part was going from 0-6, I dropped the main event, and immediately on Saturday went to do Ink Sprint Sealed at 7 p.m. or 5 p.m., whatever the last one was that day. I think it was maybe 7. Because a lot of the events started later in the day on Saturday still, the side events. And I went 3-0 in that event. I was able to get the hat, which was pretty awesome, on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, I was doing the Super Sealed event, which I almost went undefeated, so close. I went 3-1. And then in my last sealed event of the day, when Aiden got his win, I went 3-0 again in another sealed event. I'll link both my Saturday sealed event deck. Maybe I don't know if I have a photo of my Saturday. I know I have my super sealed deck list here, I think, and I have my Sunday Ink Sprint sealed deck list here. See what I pulled. I joked on, if you're following me on Twitter, you probably saw my joke that I was like, if you just pull all the good cards, you win sealed, guys. That's the secret. Which was kind of the truth. But at the same time, it takes some skill. A lot of my games, at least I was on the draw, and that ink sprint's best of one. So if you let your opponent kind of get away with some lore too quickly, it's over. Like, you don't have a chance to play another match and come back. They literally ink sprint. It's kind of in the name. But that would be my last kind of high of the weekend. Best part of the weekend was turning around my 0-6 loss to a 9-1 sealed record, which was pretty cool to be able to get some stuff still. As well as I made some awesome trades with people I played still when I was playing in the challenge event. I think first round, that purple steel, that amethyst steel loss I took, I traded a discard card from Ursula's return and a Set Champs Mirabelle to the guy I played. Shout out, if you remember me. And he gave me the park promos. I didn't get to get the Belle and the Beast and the autographed Mickey card, which I felt was a pretty good deal since I got the discard card off. I didn't pull it myself. I got it off like Facebook Marketplace from someone last year for like $30, maybe $35. So I felt like that was a good trade in value for me. He was wanting the Set Champs card still, and the discard card was pretty cool to him. So we made that awesome trade, and I did trades like that all weekend. I was even able to pick up an enchanted card. Didn't pull one. I was able to pick up first chapter enchanted here. If you guys can see Mr. Mickey Artful Rogue, which is pretty cool. Going right in my collection now. I'm only missing a few left in this first chapter enchanted. I was able to also finish up my play set of Into the Inklands. I'll be hopefully dropping a video, collection update video soon as well. As well as made some other really awesome trades. I can show off some stuff here. But the last few things that aren't cards I'll show off to you guys. And then I'll show you guys some cards, and then maybe we'll talk about lows or things that could have maybe been better that weren't the most fun part about my weekend. So first thing I got was some awesome of these, I don't know what they call them, art posters, art cards. We'll start with the ones I got signed. I got the awesome Dumbo, the Steamboat, Willie, and the Lilo one signed by the artist here, Mariana Moreno, which is pretty awesome. I got Aubrey Archer's also signed, the Mulan, the Pascal, and the Mirabelle Madrigal signed. And unfortunately capped the line for signatures the day I tried to get this one, but I still got a copy of it. But for our awesome Mickey, our Dragon, and our Stitch, I was not able to get this one signed by Christian. But hopefully I'll see him in another event, maybe get that one signed. I do have on my wall the Gen Con one signed by Nicholas Cole, the art card, which is pretty cool. That's the only other main Lorcana event I've been able to make was Gen Con launch in 2023, and now Milwaukee 2025, which is pretty cool to kind of full circle and see how far this game has come. So kind of hopping in here with some of my promos, I was able to pick up at least the most exciting stuff. I'll show you guys. I was able to finish off my bodyguard, or my Musketeers, Mr. Donald Bodyguard here, from the promos, the SN promo from the original first chapter there. I was at Gen Con, I was able to trade a friend in Europe, shout out if you're watching. I did a 1-for-1. I did Mickey for a Goofy, and a vendor finally had the last one I was missing there. On this page, I don't think there's anything I picked up. This huge, massive shout out here. You guys see this Baymax? Shout out to Mo Shamblin. Mr. Mo, that Mo kid on I think most of his social medias, gifted me this Baymax. A real one. Just this community is so awesome, guys. I think I did trade him a card. I gave him an epic, I think it was Cusco. He said he was interested in it. I said, take it. You're gifted. You're speechless still. Thank you, Mo. You're awesome. Great player as well. His builds are awesome. Look out for his builds upcoming in Whispers in the Wells, guys. Whispers in the Well. Whispers in the Well. I don't think anything. Oh, I did pick up a Pluto, I think, from someone this promo I didn't have before, which is pretty exciting. Anything else here I'm seeing? I do have the Dragon Fire still. I did sell one of mine to the vendor. I have 2 more, but I lent them to a friend. Shout out Francis. I'm getting those back. Eventually, I let them use them for a set chance to play with some shinies. I picked up the Goofy Gen Con this year. I wasn't able to go this year, but I picked up the Goofy. Pretty exciting. And then here we are at the park promos. I got this one from the Disney Store NYC, but I was able to pick up these two, like I was saying, from that trade from the guy in the first round. Here's my Pegasus promo for getting to play in the event. And I was able to pick up enough tickets for the Let It Go promo. Hey, it is non-foil, unfortunately, but it's still pretty cool that I was able to kind of get everything I kind of wanted. I wanted at least a hat, some kind of a promo I didn't have, and I said the Elsa pin. If I got enough tickets, that would be so cool. I was able to kind of do some trades, some of the epics I pulled last minute to scramble enough tickets together to get everything. Over here we have all of the epics I finished. I pulled the Aurora and the Stitch at the event, and I also had, of course, right after I purchased a Aurora. That's not how it always happens. But I finished the epics for Fabled. We did it just in time for Whispers in the Wells, right, guys? And those are the exciting promo cards that I pulled. Okay, so those were the things that maybe could have been better at DLC Milwaukee, in my opinion. Starting from like things that I think that could have most importantly be fixed quickly to make people happier in the community. That would cost them almost nothing. Starting off with that check-in, giving everyone a promo. Giving everyone who attends the event, no matter what, some kind of a card. Enough said. I think that's a no-brainer. Not just prize tickets or not packs, not an option, a commemorative card that everyone can have. I think that's really important. So the community as a piece of just feeling as you're a part of it, right? Everyone wants to be a part of it all, right? Second thing that I think that a lot of people were very vocal about, at least, was not just how prizing was run, but how tickets were distributed. At previous events, some people said it was different. Maybe this was my first event. I maybe heard Atlanta was a little bit different than some of the other events, also than last season. But to finish an event and then have to go wait in a line if you wanted your tickets right then, or like if you waited to the end of the weekend to get all your tickets because you were playing in events because you couldn't go wait in another line, you had to wait in a line at the end of the night after waiting all day on like maybe Play Hub being down for a little bit, or maybe wasn't down, but maybe it just wasn't loading because there was too many people on the server, so then they had to get paper lists by alphabetical last name and put in different sections, and you had to go to find your section and see. There was already things that were compounding throughout the day for a lot of people, for the judges as well too, I'm sure, having to watch people go to turns, having to talk through some of the new take back situation, which I will get to here next as well. But I really think that if they were able to have an area judge who was in charge of the ticketing for each kind of table or each few tables, or when the players sit down, kind of just play it on off of like, hey, you guys, the winner takes the ticket, like right there at the table. Some kind of system. I know when we did the sealed events, what made a lot of sense to me was that they put all of the packs into a Ziploc bag that was like sealed, and they delivered just the Ziplocs to you. And then similar for super sealed, since there's so many packs and buying all those Ziplocs and like people trying to be eco-friendly, like they just reused the boxes that they took all the packs out of, because they had to do packs from different sets. They took them out from multiple different boxes and redistributed them back into said boxes, and then sealed them with sealed, it said super sealed, event, and it had a sticker on it, so it was like a resealed box, which I thought was really cool. I'd never seen kind of done like that. I've never been to an event at this level, so maybe that's a complete standard, and maybe that's something that could translate over. Like if you're resealing the boxes anyway, why not throw the ticket in there, or like which that's hard to do for every box, obviously, because then there's 2 tickets, unless you like split the amount of tickets per player, so it's like both prize tickets come out of the box, winner takes both of them. That would be pretty, I don't know, that would maybe make sense. Now I'm just kind of talking into the ether here, as you can tell. But let's get to the third thing, in my opinion, that maybe could have also kind of coming off that could have been better. Prize wall. The prize wall line was never too bad, actually, but I think that's because no one could get anything off the prize wall. Not anything, that's an exaggeration, but when it came down to it, I think there was a lot of items that seemed unattainable to people who are even in the main event and winning things. I did see, shout out to Dan from the Forbidden Mountain. He was able to get a uncut sheet, goals. That's pretty awesome. Some other people were able to get their Mulan mats. Some people, or their Simba mats. Some people were able to get their top, whatever, their top placement mat, 64, top 40, top 16. Comment below however many what it was to get the Elsa mat, which I saw the photo everyone took, which was really cool. But it just felt, for the prize wall, it felt, a lot of the items felt really hard to get, especially when, piggybacking off this, kind of in my opinion, kind of the last real key thing here that could have gone differently was side events and on-demand events. On-demand events, there was nothing on Friday, which, why not? Make some money. I understand, like, staffing is probably the biggest issue, and having the people there to run the set events. But I think the community wants it. I think they'd be willing to pay more money for it, take their money. But nothing on Friday. On Saturday, they didn't start, I don't think, till 10 o'clock. And they were done by like 5 or 6. They capped all the on-demand events. On Sunday, none of the on-demand events started till noon. So if you lost day 1, like I did, 06, you have nothing to do until noon, because none of the side events even started till noon. Super Sealed didn't start till noon. There might have been 1 or 2 other events that started at like 11 or something, but those events sold out obviously very fast, or were not existent. Because I know I got what I thought was one of the earlier events, or at least for the better pricing. The Super Sealed had the same pricing as the Infinity for ticketing, which I was like, I think that's the best bang for your buck. You get the cards, you could potentially go 4-0, get the same ticket pricing. You don't get the Mulan promo, but you're not playing all day. Like that Infinity event, that's all they got to do on Sunday. And so if you lost, you didn't get any more tickets, or you got the entry promo and maybe like 400 more tickets, something like that. So that kind of felt a little icky. So like in reality, comment below if I'm wrong here, but I think almost everyone at the event at most was probably able to get 1 or 2 items off the prize wall, max 3 myself, like I got, unless you really won, you made it to day 2, and you did some side events, or you were an attendee and you grinded side events all day, and you were able to get in line and go through the line quick enough, and you hit the line when there was no wait. It just feels like the playmats, especially as the uncut sheets, especially as even some of the sealed product seemed like a little high end. If you want people to spend their tickets on the sealed product, you should make the sealed product really ticket cheap, because then people will be using their tickets at the prize booth and not be trying to resell them or whatever they're going to do with them, try to trade them for other things to people, which if you want to gift your tickets to someone, all for it. If you want to trade your tickets for something, all for it. Make someone's day. But also maybe you should be able to like go get a few things, like the stickers on the prize table were 100 tickets. So it's like, if you entered a side event and maybe got the entry for the side event and got the 400, you could get 4 stickers, and that was kind of it. Or maybe like 1 pack or something like that. It was like, it didn't quite equate in my mind for this size of event. And I'm not saying they have to give stuff to everyone left and right, but it feels like you should be able to get, like, at a big event like this, if you do well, you should be able to get 5 or 6 things off the prize wall. Or if you do like really well, even more than that, like you should be able to get like a playmat, some promos, stickers, this, and one more thing, that, like, but again, my first experience at DLC, so maybe this is coming from a different perspective. And last kind of things for me, those are the kind of main things that could be done to fix everyone's experience, right? Some other really smaller things that didn't affect me as much, but I heard people talking about. Not having a lunch break, the vendors in the room only being like 2 food vendors, and the line's always kind of being a 10-15 minute wait. So if you only had 10-15 minutes between rounds, trying to get some food, you really couldn't. There should have been more like vendors that sold like sodas and things around the room, because lines, there should be no lines for people to wait for if they're waiting all day and there's potential outages with your pairing systems, and they're waiting for other things all day. The last thing people want to do for a quick drink or a quick bite is wait. I think that's a big key. I really wish we got to interact with some of the casting team more. I know that's kind of the nature, they're kind of working the event, so that's none of their fault. But I do wish some of them got some more time to interact with the community. I wish that maybe they like offloaded their schedules, so like one of the days they're only working like half the day and they can do side events, or they could like interview people. I don't know. And maybe they were, and maybe I just was in my own bubble of world. I know I got to hang out with Liam a little bit, Volunteer shout out, as well as Mr. JDZ Quest. He made some very funny video, if you saw, about me go crying in the void into the corner after my 0-3 immediate loss, and pretty much like being out of day 2. And then, as well as Rebecca Quest, we got some great photos. Katie, we had some good talks. Kim, as well as, Kim from across the pond gave me a Knopper, which I will be trying here at the end of the video, which is pretty exciting. So many amazing creators, casters, streamers, so many people to name. Try not to forget anyone. Glimmineers, Panda and Eric, of course, they were making some hilarious content, and Panda made day 2, which was so awesome. Congrats on that great run. I think she was running Emerald Steel. I saw some like Freds, saw some like Fire the Cannons, some spicy stuff in there that I think we might have seen a little bit of at Bologna, but there was definitely a lot more steel at this event, in the main event. And shout out to Frank, our new champion. Well earned, well played. So many 1-ofs. I don't know if you guys have seen his deck list. If I can find it, I'll try to link it. I'll put it on here. But only a well-seasoned veteran can run and pilot a deck with that many 1-drops and not like brick out or misplay, or at least in my opinion. I tend to be a more of a consistent player on like the copies I run, like, and that obviously has not worked for me thus far at this last event. But I would like to run like 3s or 4s. I did run, I think, run 1 Chromacon in my list for my dog decks. I'll drop what I played here. What you should never, I guess, play at an event if you face Amethyst Steel or just Steel in every matchup. This is probably the worst deck to play, just so you know. But I still had a blast creating content. I even, how could I forget? My ultimate high of the whole weekend, guys, was being featured on the official Disney Lorcana page. Photo here with Mr. The Aladdin's Castle as my power line. I had my Max Goof cosplay. So many of you guys took photos with me, and I got to take photos with everyone. It was so cool to see all the rest of the people dressed up in the community. See what everyone came up with. That definitely was a highlight for my weekend, and one to remember forever. I don't want to keep rambling here. I could ramble for hours. I'm going to try to keep this video fairly short since it's my first Coffee with Cole video. The last thing I want to talk about DLC Milwaukee, at least, was the fact that it was just so much to take in, and that I'm still processing like what I expected versus what I got. And I think I would have to rate the whole event scale 1 to 10. No glazing, no kissing up here. I've been to Gen Con. I've been to some crazy events where some crazy things have happened. If you remember, if you're OG back in the day, the queue being no queue, then the trampling, and the this was like a solid 7.8 out of 10. There's things that could have been better. There's for me and for the event, but it still was just beyond fun. One of the things that I was expecting, not that they announced it, but just like that I thought would make sense, that maybe there would be a collection quest like side events, but there was no collection quest that happened. If that's something that they're pushing, I really hope that they can. Can I bring that back into the DLCs? I know that you might need more like a separate space for that, or another room, or another, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe you can do it in the same kind of venue in the same area. That would be really cool to see them integrate that collection quest aspect into the DLC, as well as just grow the event. Let as many people, try to get the biggest venues you can, because I feel like there were still some people who wanted to come who couldn't make DLC. That is going to be the nature of some of these events, is like they have to cap it at something. But I would love to see them continue try to add more events, push the venue, keep pushing the venue sizes, because the community wants it, the community loves it, and who doesn't love Lorcana? that being the last few things I've said about DLC Milwaukee, I do want to hop into Whispers in the Well and some standout cards I think that will be defining the meta. Okay, so some of the meta-defining cards that I think that will really stand out in Whispers in the Well meta are going to be the Horseman Strikes, I believe is the card, is the amber card that banishes a evasive card that you get to draw a card. So card draw, removal, great card. There's an emerald card, I think Chomp. It's like deal 2 damage to chosen damage character, inkable, 1-drop, great card. The new Cinderella and Sapphire that allows for ramp and draw, great card. There's a new big body Diablo, I think he's like a 2-drop uninkable 3/3. There's that'd be great in Infinity, another shift target that opens up like discard Diablo Christmas. There's so many other great cards. Trying to remember the Desmona, the new gargoyle who exerts, Stone by Day, the Sapphire card, the Amethyst card, the Amethyst Hades, which is the new iconic that allows for a little bit of removal and draw as well as some of the steel cards, some of the actions, some of the locations that look spicy. The location that's like gets +1 lore for every character you have here. With John Silver from last set, there's some crazy new techs. So many other new cards. I don't want to spend the rest of this video going through them now, but I think that there are going to be some spicy brews coming with Whispers in the Well. One of the last 2 things I want to touch on this video at least are that there is a new Costco promo box. I don't know if you guys have seen. Somebody already has it. So they found them, they picked them up. I don't know if I can find the photo. I'll someone post it on Facebook or of the boxes, the side of it, the QR code, the SKU. I'll try to give you all the info somewhere around here, so you guys can find it for yourself, which is pretty exciting. As well as last thing I want to mention to you guys is that I am running a poll, a vote. If I get to make it to the next DLC Richmond, I'm going to cosplay again. I had so much fun in my Max Scoof Tart Topper cosplay. If you guys saw me, shout out, took a photo with me. I'm going to be doing another cosplay from a card from Whispers in the Well that you guys choose. I'm running a vote right now on my Twitter, on X. I will also be trying to post it over to Instagram if I can figure that out. How to like run another poll over there at the same time and maybe like merge the two. But I've narrowed it down to 4 choices. The 4 options to vote are Flynn Rider Spectral Scoundrel, Mickey Mouse Detective, Gurgi Apple Lover, and Basil Tenacious Mouse. So you guys get to pick between those 4 options or any other option from the set that maybe gets enough comments on this video and the vote. You guys let me know. Those are the 4 options though, otherwise I'll consider maybe another option. So go vote now, and I will maybe see you guys all in DLC Richmond. Promise I was gonna do it before I end. I'm gonna try this knopper. Oh, it's like chocolate. Oh, it's like a wafer. I love a good wafer. All right, let's see. I am actually drinking coffee here, so I'm gonna try it maybe and wash it down with some coffee. Okay, so it reminds me of like those it's like those wafer sandwiches you get with like the filling. I don't know if there's a brand in America that is similar, or I don't know what the name is. Oh, but it's got like Nutella. Hazelnut. Very nice. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you guys for watching the first episode of Coffee with Cole.